Chapter 4, Mishnah 2. This Mishnah begins by discussing additional laws of insulating food for Shabbos. We may surround a pot of food with animal hides because they do not add heat, and we may move hides on Shabbat. Even hides that were not used to insulate food are not muksa, since they could be used as rugs for sitting. We may surround a pot of food with wool shearings that are no longer naturally moist. However, it is forbidden to move them, even if they were used for insulating food, because their primary use is to be spun into thread and then woven into cloth, which is not permissible on Shabbos. What then should one do if he surrounded his pot with such wool shearings before Shabbat? How is he to open his pot without having to move the wool that is piled on top of it? He should remove the lid of the pot that is covered with wool shearings, and the wool shearings will fall off on their own. Since he is not moving the shearings directly, this is permitted. The Mishnah discusses removing a pot from a box that is filled with muksa wrapping. Rabbi Eliezer ben Azariah says, if one wants to remove a pot of food from the box in which it is surrounded with wool shearings, he should tilt the box containing the shearings and the pot onto its side, and then remove the pot. That way, all of the shearings will slide to one side, and when he wishes to replace the pot, he can place it in the area of the box that is empty of shearings. Then, when the box is once again stood upright, the shearings will fall around the pot. He may not, however, remove the pot from the box without tilting the box, because we are concerned that he might take the pot out of the box and then be unable to return it, because the shearings will fall into the hole that remained when the pot was removed. If that happens, he might forget and might move the shearings out of the way in order to put back the pot, violating the prohibition of muksa. It is therefore forbidden to remove the pot from the box in the first place, unless he tilts the box first, as explained. But the sages say he may take the pot out without tilting the box and then replace it in the box, as long as the wool shearings have not fallen into the place where the pot was. The sages are not concerned that if this is permitted, he might be tempted to move the shearings if they did, in fact, fall into the hole. The Mishnah discusses insulating food on Shabbos itself. If one did not cover the pot while it was still day on Erev Shabbos, he may not cover it once night has fallen on Shabbos, even when a substance does not add heat. This is because we are concerned that if it were permitted to wrap hot food on Shabbos to preserve its heat, a person might notice that the pot he is about to wrap has cooled off, and he may then reheat it before wrapping it. If one covered the pot before Shabbos with a substance that does not add heat, but only preserves it, and the pot then became uncovered on Shabbos, it is permitted to cover it again with the heat-preserving substance after nightfall, since it was already covered when Shabbos began. The Mishnah discusses wrapping cold food on Shabbos. One may fill a bottle with cold water and place it under a pillow or cushion on Shabbos in order to take away its chill. Although it is prohibited to wrap hot food in any substance on Shabbos, wrapping cold food is permissible, since this is not the normal manner of insulating food.